On today's episode of the Fumblerooski podcast, the NFL has begun to seek replacement referees. Unbelievable. General NFL news as well, along with rumors with the fact that the Rams were actually looking to move Davante Adams, along with other things that Sean McVay decided to leak to the press during the league annual meeting. All that and more. This is the Fumblerooski podcast.
It may not have always showed it in the stat sheet, but you can see him making throws when he needs to make the throws.
Back-to-back games where he has 3 touchdowns. Someone's got to get that 6 or 7 spot.
He's an elite wide receiver as a rookie.
Truly a lose-lose scenario for both sides.
Welcome to the Fumblerooski podcast by Power 88 Radio and Secret Weapon Consulting. I'm Chris Costich. We got CJ Medeiros. We got Justin Tucker. The huge for today. How's you guys' weekend?
It's been all right. Can't complain too much.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah.
Did you see that UConn game?
I was in the car for it. I was on my way back up from Yale and saw the text messages. I was like, "You got to be shitting me! I missed this."
It went from up 1 to down 2 so fast. And on 0.3 seconds, I'm like, no, both Duke teams are out. And then having the last name Boozer doesn't help either because of how good of a player your brother is. And then
no, that's rough. And I saw a lot of you guys remember the Texas A&M UNI game from like I forget when it was, like 2017, 2018.
That was a while ago.
There was a lot of comparisons to that one, but like I think this one takes the cake considering that like the Texas A&M UNI game was like a round of 64 matchup. This game was to go to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Like, now, granted, you and I also came back down like 10 points in the final like 30 seconds of the game too to even complete that comeback. They're both insane in their own right. Let's just say that.
You know what was really insane though? Do you see who cut down the net for Arizona?
I didn't know. Oh, Bryce.
Yeah, Bryce James. For those of you who don't know, LeBron's son Bryce is on the Arizona Wildcats, and they let him cut down the net after advancing to the Final Four. And I look at this and I'm like, yeah, you mean the dude that played a grand sum of 0 minutes? Damn, LeBron's checks must have cleared to UA, man. That's just how it is.
Hey, as long as the check's clear, they can do whatever they want. They're still winning. He may not be saying floor, but they're still winning.
Hey, there's a chance that he sees some floor next year. Maybe he gets some burn next couple of years.
Hopefully he does, because one of the two has to be successful here. I mean,
no, I don't.
Yes. Yeah, they don't. I mean,
it seems Bryce is actually going to go like potentially the full 4 years, which I would actually kind of enjoy. See how that turns out.
More in basketball now, man. Like we got to have that. No more 1-year wonders, man. Let players establish legacies.
They won't. That's not going to happen anymore.
Yes, I know that. I didn't say it was, but I said it should.
I mean, look at Alex Caravan over at UConn. Southborough guy. That's a 4-year guy. Most winningest player in UConn history.
Really, including men's and women's?
Well, I don't know about women's, but I would assume men's is what they were referring to.
Okay, I was about to say because UConn's been pretty dominant as of late.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially the women's team. I mean, they've been dominant for the last 30 fucking years, and they're undefeated right now. I'm probably going to win it again,
unless someone can stop them. But we'll see.
We'll see how that plays. All right, out of football. Well, when I was 11 years old, I never really thought that replacement referees would ever be a thing. When you're 11 years old, economy, money, that's all just a myth to you at that point. You don't really understand CBAs and all that other junk. And you see replacement referees and you're like, well, this sucks. And boy, did it really suck. Watching ball at 11 years old in seeing some of the most heinous shit you've ever seen. After that, I never thought I would ever actually see it again. And now I'm 25 years old saying that the NFL has begun seeking replacement referees amid tensions between the league and the NFLRA. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So the NFL owners are alarmed by the state of negotiations with the NFL Referees Association and have authorized staff members to begin hiring and onboarding replacement officials in the coming weeks. Basically started compiling a list of college level officials to recruit earlier this month, and owners are expected this week to approve a sweeping set of replay enhancements to support the replacement officials in preseason and regular games. And a league source said that training of the new replacement officials will begin May 1st. And this is all basically because the NFL's CBA with the NFLRA expires on May 31st. And, well, there's been no real movement at all. Neither side is willing to move. Basically, during the last lockout, which was in 2012, when I was 11 years old, a league source said the league's mistake was waiting until July to prepare for replacement officials. So this is keeping with, let's save the harsh ridiculousness in tormenting the league and NFLRA for letting it get to this point for a moment. But at the very least, they're taking the necessary steps to prepare themselves. God forbid that they actually need to use these replacement referees, and actually getting them adequately prepared, because let's be for real, they were pulling high school officials and fucking science teachers to do these games, and it was the most ridiculous thing you ever saw in your life. Like, everyone obviously remembers the Fail Mary, and that was like the pinnacle of replacement referees. And I'm pretty sure like the next week they figured out a new CBA for the NFLRA, and we never saw the replacement refs again. Shit, never mind that. Like, something that's a little bit lesser known is the Sunday night game between the Ravens and the Patriots that same season, and I think it was like the week prior to the Fail Mary, where shout out Torrey Smith, he balled out for his little brother that day, by the way. But the lesser known part of the replacement refs was this game, and it was because it came down to a last second field goal from then rookie Justin Tucker. And the controversy with that game was that Justin Tucker, so he hits the game-winning field goal, but it almost looked like that he actually missed it, because the way that the ball traveled was basically almost parallel with the freaking goalpost on the top.
Almost.
And you could debate that it was really a miss. And then you had the infamous scene of Bill Belichick grabbing the referee's arm, like, what the fuck? Like, can you at least take a peek at this or talk about this? And the replacement refs were like, nope, we're getting the fuck out of here.
Nope, not dealing with this.
Yep. Only reason why I bring that up, obviously, because we're Pats fans and Ravens fans here.
Yes.
But, yeah. I can't believe it has gone to this point once again. Like, I just can't believe it. I really can't. Like, on the one hand, referees face more scrutiny now than ever before. But at the same time, I can't believe that with the shit job that they've done in the last 3 years, that that they're asking for way more money than what they've been getting. It's unfortunate. It really is. This whole thing has been ridiculous. According to sources, the NFL has offered the NFLRA a 6-year deal that averages annual raises of 6.45%. The average NFL official earned $385,000 in 2025. And the league has also pushed the NFLRA to also allow several fundamental changes to officials' job structure, which the NFLRA has largely resisted. Measures. They are alarmed that the union has resisted the performance and accountability measures. The measures include increasing the probationary period for new officials from 3 to 5 years, shortening the dead period during the offseason to allow for more training, including a requirement for lower performing officials to work spring football games to help improve their performances, and reducing the seniority-based approach to covering playoff games and largely replacing it with assignments based on performance. So basically, it sounds like what they're trying to do is almost like what the MLB does in terms of scheduling the umpires, because what the MLB does is what they actually do it correctly, and they actually do schedule the best umpires for these games, for their playoff games. Whether they actually do a good job or not, the fact of the matter is they actually get rewarded for their performance. Rather, in this case, for the NFL, the last however many years, basically since the end of time or beginning of time, it has these referees that get to do the Super Bowl. It's because they've been in the game. They've had skin in the game for as long as they've had. It is all seniority, which is why a lot of times you end up getting calls in the playoffs where you're like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck was that? So, yeah, I see both sides. Yeah, referees could potentially make more money, but like I said, the way that these games have been officiated pretty much since I got into college has been so absolutely heinous that these referees don't deserve a raise more than $385,000. Shit, they should be getting paid less for this horseshit. But at the same time, they do face a ton of scrutiny. Like, these guys are humans too. And never mind NFL refs, umpires, NBA refs, and NHL refs. Everybody has faced more scrutiny now than they have ever before. Thoughts from you guys?
Where do we even begin with this? I can understand from both sides of things and why we're kind of stagnating. I understand the referees association of trying to get more money, because if they see the NFL's money go up and they're still at the same spot, of course they're going to try to fight for more money. So it makes sense from the referee association standpoint to always try to negotiate themselves for more money. And we saw what happened the last time we went through this and how awful it was, especially with the Fail Mary. And so they kind of believe they have leverage to get away with this, and the NFL is like, you're not getting away with this time. So I think sooner or later it will come to an agreement, even if it might take a while. But by the same token, I understand the NFL's reasoning. Like, you guys have not been doing well enough to be asking for this raise. Like, slow down a minute. Some of the owners are like, some of these calls have actively screwed over my team. What makes y'all think you guys deserve any of this money? So is it a little bit of an ego thing on both sides? Yes. Is it understanding on both sides? Yes. But I think there may be an increase, but not as much as the referees are asking for, because I don't think the owners are willing to pay them that much, because they're petty. Let's just face it. Owners can be a bit petty. And so overall, it might take a while for this to get handled, but I think it will get handled sooner or later.
Yeah. CJ?
Is it possible that you're underselling it? Because respectfully, I think you guys are. These people, they don't deserve this money. And whether you are a player, owner, executive, or fan, hell, even if you're Commissioner Goodell, you got to look these people in the eye and say, where the hell do you get off demanding any sort of money? You are not worth it. You do not deserve it. And I'm just going to come out and say it, right? 2023. Well, let's take that season. Let's take a step back here. Was probably the worst officiated football season I've seen in my entire life. And I said at the time, and I think I probably even said it on the show, I don't think it's going to get much worse than that. Oh boy, I sure was wrong. Because 2024 was horrific, and then last season, 2025, was the most horrifically officiated football season I've ever seen. It continually gets worse. Every time you say it's not going to get worse, it does. It's almost like they're laughing at you. It's almost like that they try to one-up themselves and how horrible they are. And it gets to the point where obviously people say, oh, the league is scripted anyway. We have to remember the refs are kind of their own thing. So if there is any kind of script, it's not what the league's pushing. The refs would have their own agenda, which you can think of that what you will. I personally err on the side of that's not true, but whatever. But I mean, if some of them were getting kickbacks, that wouldn't shock me. But let's talk about what we do know. The current structure of you get playoff games and possibly the Super Bowl by seniority, no, that's horrific. That's actually like objective. That is objectively the wrong way to go about it. You cannot favor seniority over performance. And do you know why the refs are upset? Here's the real kicker. The refs aren't upset because they want more money and they're not getting it. They're upset because the league is finally taking steps to hold them accountable. And the refs do not want accountability. The money's one thing. They want to continue to operate with impunity, and they want to continue to be untouchable. And the league's finally putting their foot down and saying, no, your performances on Sundays and occasionally Mondays and Thursdays does not warrant you getting any sort of perks. Like you guys said, they should be making less money. And when you look at these refs, right? And I want to take you back to the 2019 season. That was the season that made me realize these refs don't deserve jack. These are legitimately bad people I think we're dealing with. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think these are objectively not good people, these refs. And the reason I say that, and like I said, is because of what happened in the 2019 season, where the NFL created a rule that said you could challenge pass interference. Remember that? And approximately 24% of the rulings were reversed.
24%? That's incredible considering I thought it was 0%. I never in my life saw a single DPI get overturned.
Mm-hmm. It was 24 of 101 challenges. But yeah, no. Well, it's not just overturned; it's implemented too. Like the call had to be overturned.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like I don't think I ever saw a single one get overturned.
But see, that's the thing. A lot of it's just pure arrogance on their end. They knew they got it wrong, and they didn't want to overturn it. And they were hesitant to reverse calls, and it was literally just out of their own ego. And do you know what the worst part is? I don't have it in front of me, and I've been trying to find it. Right? Like I've really been trying to find this. There was a study that I saw about a month ago where a bunch of independent former officials went to some institute and they sat down and reviewed every penalty and saw that the number of reverses probably should have been well north of 50. They actively sabotaged this rule. The rule was implemented. The refs threw a major league temper tantrum. They went into that season kicking and screaming, and they went out of their way to kill that rule. So once again, when I said these are objectively not good people we're dealing with, I rest my case. They literally killed a rule they did not like. And you know what I say? Now that the league has its head screwed on right, and they are actually going to train these replacement refs and it's not being left to the last minute, and how there's a plan, you know what I say? Call the ref association's bluff. Say, all right, you know what? let's roll with the replacement ref. Because now there's a plan. Do I think it's going to be as bad as 2012 through 13? No, I don't. I genuinely do not believe it is going to be as bad. And honestly, you have to smoke them out with these refs. You have to just wait them. You just got to say, you know what? No money for you. There will be a big waiting period. And I believe that they should just let them suffer and say, you know what? Let's see how long you can last without your money. I mean, a lot of them do other jobs in the daytime. It's like, all right, well, then go do that. You're not getting your little side hustle here, and we will not pay you. Because, like I said, they don't deserve to be paid. Go with the replacement refs, because I will tell you one thing, and I know I've said it before, but I really don't think it can get that much worse. Especially if these guys, are a lot of them being college refs that are being trained, and now they have an actionable strategy, to actually get them up to speed and knowing what to look for this upcoming season. Yeah, I would say do it. And if it fails, yeah, that sucks, but you can't let the officials put you over a barrel. You just can't. It's high time they were knocked down a peg. And after they literally went out of their way to sabotage a former rule, that's when you have to pull out every trick that you have to make sure that these people never get any sort of advantage over you again.
Yeah. I think CJ makes a great point that this is all really just that the refs have found that their blanket of cover is finally going. Like, the MLB is actually silently like holding their umpires accountable with the ABS system. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the Sox game from Sunday, but
No.
CB Buckner, worst ever since Angel Hernandez left or retired. CB Buckner, worst umpire in the league. He deliberately made the Red Sox lose that game. Now the offense was cold. I'm not going to put it completely on CB,
but he didn't help.
He didn't help. Like, there was some ABS challenges where like it was a borderline miss, like by a seam. But then there's like misses where it's like 3 inches off the plate. Like, I remember, like, part of the game that I actually watched, it was like they challenged one, or it was Saturday actually, not Sunday. But so he challenged a pitch, called it a strike or a ball or whatever. It was a borderline pitch. ABS overruled it or confirmed it, one of the two. And then fucking Sonny Gray fires a strike 3 inches outside the zone for strike 3. Throws a pitch 3 inches outside the zone for strike 3, and the Reds don't even challenge it for some reason. They would have gotten it overturned. I don't know why they didn't challenge it, but
you would think you would challenge that.
Yeah, but it was one of those things where like the pitches kept getting challenged, and CB Buckner, you could tell, was getting more and more and more pissed off, and he took it out on the players. And it's like, dude, you need to be fired. You do not, like, guys like him, guys like that around the league do not deserve a job. And there's more like that too. I mean, the NBA obviously has the problem with it. Like, they literally, now granted, they also schedule refs that are known to be the extender, Scott Foster, but it's just ridiculous. And people have been calling for more accountability for these referees for God knows how long now. And, well, we finally have come to the pinnacle of it where these leagues are finally doing it. And lo and behold, these egomaniacs. It's funny. It's funny how players and coaches are perceived as the egomaniacs. Referees are the biggest egomaniacs of them all. I'm sorry, but they are.
Yeah. Speaking of umpires, during the Twins Orioles game, we actually had an injection that revolved around the ABS system.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that actually did happen.
Tell me more.
The Orioles won, but during the game, the Twins manager got ejected because he was arguing about the ABS. He was arguing with the umpire about the ABS system, and he was like arguing with the robots because the ABS system said one thing and the umpire said another, and the umpire ejected the Twins manager because he kept on trying to argue this, and umpire said nope.
Why he was trying to argue that the ABS call?
Well,
Like, was he trying to tell the umpire he was a fucking idiot or something? Like,
he was telling the umpire that he was wrong and the ABS system was right, and the umpire wasn't hearing, like something along those lines, and the umpire just ejected him, and that caused the problem.
so did the umpire not overturn his call with the ABS?
No, the umpire didn't overturn his call. I believe it still stood. I'm not sure off the top of my head whether he was right or wrong. My thing was he ejected the Twins manager, and the Twins manager got very mad about that.
Interesting. Because Alex Cora got tossed on Saturday, and it was because CB Buckner rung up Trevor Story on a check swing which he didn't go around on at all. And normally when it's something like that, you ask for help from first or third base umpire, and he didn't ask for help at all. So Story's about to lose his fucking mind, which Trevor Story losing his mind is like, you got to really do something to really piss off Trevor Story.
Mm-hmm.
And then Alex Cora is like, fuck this, I'm getting rung up. And he did.
Oh, by the way, I found the exact number, right?
Oh, yes.
The NFL reviewed 101 calls, right?
Okay.
And overturned 24.
Yeah.
The independent study showed that there were 50 more calls that were judged incorrectly. So,
wow.
like I said, so we're looking at 24%, 24 out of 101, a little under 24, because it doesn't quite. So yeah, so that is 50 more that were judged. So meaning we should have had 74 out of 101 overturns. That's almost 3/4. So yeah, if you needed any more proof that they got it wrong and they really bungled this and probably did it maliciously, there you go. The fact that they misjudged an extra 50 that's heinous. And honestly, people should have been fired. Like, heads should have rolled for this. Like, get them out. These are clearly bad actors that do not want to do remotely anything in good faith.
Yeah. To kind of just wrap this up, sources have said that a lockout is more than likely going to happen at this rate.
Shocker.
Which obviously is why the league has gone out and found the replacement refs and whatnot. A source said, "We are so close to expiration and so far apart on economics that unless an act of God gets involved."
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sounds rough.
Yeah, very rough. All right. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into the rumor mill and just some general news as well. This is the Fumblerooski podcast.
It may not have always showed it in the stat sheet, but you can see him making throws when he needs to make the throws.
Back-to-back games where he has 3 touchdowns. Someone's got to get that 6 or 7 spot.
He's an elite wide receiver as a rookie.
Truly a lose-lose scenario for both sides.
Welcome back to the Fumblerooski podcast. Let's get into the rumor mill. I love this. So I don't know if you guys remember it was a couple weeks ago. I'm not talking to you two. I'm more talking to the listeners, but I don't know if you guys remembered our conversation from a couple weeks ago, when it was around the time where free agency was obviously high, and there was the rumor mill going on about AJ Brown, no big surprise. And the Rams and the Patriots were the top 2 bidders. Now, this has been kind of an underlying conversation we've had since then. But one of the things that we talked about was, wow, the Rams were in the race to potentially get AJ Brown. They would have had to, the only way out, or the only way this would have happened, is if they at the very least sent Davante Adams. Well, lo and behold, Sean McVay today said the Rams were in fact exploring the option of trading Davante Adams, but ultimately decided it wasn't best for the team. Now it's straight from McVay during the league meetings on Monday. Devontae Adams signed a 2-year deal with the Rams last year in March of 24. Or March of 25, I should say. And led the league in receiving touchdowns this past year, despite missing 3 games. And that's the other thing is that because it's a 2-year deal, this is the last year of Devontae Adams' contract. So it would make sense that they were going to be looking to potentially move him for assets. Shit, I mean, they could potentially move him again at the deadline, depending on how the team is looking. But very, very interesting considering, that we had kind of inferred that this was really the only possibility. And here we are 3-4 weeks later. And it was true that Devontae Adams was most likely going to be involved in a trade for AJ Brown. Obviously it didn't happen. And well, lovely enough considering as well the lawsuit that was filed against Puka Nacua, but which Sean McVay also actually addressed it on Monday, today, whatever, saying the team has been aware of the incident since it happened on New Year's Eve and that they are continuing to gather all the information. But man, you guys know I trust this kid's heart. Love him, put your arm around him, want to continue to help him grow and really get all the appropriate facts before I kind of rush to judgment on that particular situation. Yeah. But yeah, Devontae Adams, almost very, very close to being a Philadelphia Eagle, maybe.
Oh man, imagine Devontae Adams on the Eagles with Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith and Saquon Barkley in his prime. That'd be an amazing tandem and a very good offense. But I don't know who would be the wide receiver 2 in that equation.
If AJ Brown was on the Rams,
if Devontae Adams was on the Eagles, because
I had to say Devonta Smith.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, really, like, it doesn't really fucking matter because they would have just handed the ball off to Saquon 2 times in a row and then just try to throw a deep ball to Devontae Adams per usual. But
all in all, I think it was best for the Eagles for this trade not to happen. I think it was good for them because, quite frankly, I don't trust that offense, even if they trade AJ Brown away for Devontae Adams. Even if you think it's just a straight swap plus something, it's like, nah, it's not worth it. This offense is a mess right now. And taking away a very valuable asset, a younger asset than Devontae Adams, like, nah, that makes no sense. If I'm the Eagles, I'm keeping him. And if I'm the Rams, and I just made it aware to Devontae Adams that, yeah, we were trying to trade him, if I'm Devontae Adams, I might be walking around on eggshells around the Rams right now because, like, you guys just tried to trade me away, even though I just led the league in touchdowns, in receiving touchdowns. Like, I don't know.
CJ?
This doesn't shock me that the trade didn't go through. It really doesn't. Because I read out a report at one point on the show that literally said the Eagles were really hesitant, borderline not even wanting to deal Devontae Adams to an NFC team. So if it really was the Rams and the Patriots in the running for AJ Brown, then obviously the Rams would have had to offer a lot more. I'm probably thinking in the ballpark of Devontae Adams and probably a first.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But I don't know. But
first, a 2027 first? Because they don't have the 2026.
Yes, they do. They still have Atlanta's.
Oh, yep. I forgot about. Damn it, Atlanta.
Yeah, I know. They're a funny organization. But honestly, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, who else was it going to be? I mean, I doubt it was going to be Puka. He was their number one. I mean, Adams I think they will probably just go offload the second year of his deal. Not have to worry about re-signing him. Get a guy, someone younger and healthier, and AJ Brown. But yeah, I'm just wondering how this is going to impact Devontae Adams. Like you said, Tuck, I would imagine he's going to be a little iffy towards them now, and understandably so. But if you're the Rams, you might be in some dangerous waters here, because you better hope that Devontae Adams trusts you still, because if he doesn't, and you have Puka Nacua behaving in a very inappropriate manner, we'll call it, you might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, a little bit. Other NFL rumors: Kirk Cousins was named as a potential backup for the Rams. This was also part of things that Sean McVay decided to share on Monday. He was a very open book, to say the least. So one of the things that was basically said in this article from Nick Shook, around the NFL writer, Matthew Stafford is back after an NFL MVP season in 2025 and is entrenched as the starter, but the Rams' backup situation has quietly lingered as one of the more fascinating items on the offseason agenda across the league. Might Jimmy Garoppolo return to reprise his role as Stafford's understudy? Could McVay and general manager Les Snead look elsewhere? The answer is yes to both, and includes the addition of another interesting name, Kirk Cousins. McVay told reporters the Rams are looking at both Garoppolo and Cousins for their backup job, an unusually candid admission made by a coach of a team that has neither under contract. And he said, "Hey, I'd love to have Jimmy Garoppolo back with us," McVay said per the team's website. "That's a big deal for us. He's earned the right to be able to take his time and do whatever he wants. Is there an opportunity to explore? If it's not Jimmy, like Kirk Cousins, of course, I'd love to be able to see what that looks like." So those are two guys we've talked about. And Sean McVay, well, he was the offense coordinator for Kirk Cousins down in Washington from 2014 to 2016.
Yep.
So it would make sense. It would make sense. It just depends on what Kirk Cousins believe he still has left in the tank in store. If he still believes he can be a starter, which I would imagine that Kirk Cousins believes he's a starter as much as Joe Flacco still believes he's a starter. And probably the same thing with Jimmy Garoppolo. So we'll see how that plays out, but it could be interesting. I mean, it's not like it's the worst idea to have someone like that back up for you, or back up Matt Stafford for you.
It could be another 49er situation, because if Matt Stafford goes down like Brock Purdy, I could see someone like Kirk Cousins or Jimmy G step in there and do the job. That's not even my favorite nickname of Jimmy Garoppolo, but we'll stick to that.
Yes.
But all in all, I think Matthew Stafford does have problems with his back, because before the season he had that back injury. So all in all, I could see if something does happen to him and he goes down, they will need a competent quarterback in order to sustain the offense while Matthew Stafford does get healthy. So if they were to choose someone, I think, wouldn't the cheaper option be Jimmy Garoppolo instead of Kirk Cousins right now?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so either or is fine. But if you still think that Kirk Cousins still has something left in the tank and is a better option than Jimmy Garoppolo, I think you should go for it. I think Kirk Cousins still has something left in the tank based on his performances in Atlanta last season.
Yeah. CJ?
Yeah, I mean, you guys pretty much hit on it. I feel like Kirk Cousins is going to want to go somewhere where he can compete for the starting job, though. I could see him going to Arizona, speaking of the NFC West, but if I'm the Rams, you should probably just bring back Jimmy G.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe that's just going to be the move after all. Just bring back Jimmy Garoppolo. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's younger. If we're gonna pull that card, he is younger. Not by much, but still. I guess moving on to general NFL news, we can kind of just fire through this. Remember the Browns rule proposal to allow pick trades 5 years out instead of 3?
Yeah.
They have now pulled that.
Yeah, probably for the best.
Yeah.
I thought so. That wasn't going to happen. Imagine trading 5 first-round picks for a player. Oh,
Only the Browns.
that would be insane.
Yeah, not
But
great.
it wouldn't be the Browns, though. I could see the Rams doing that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really it. Apparently, other than that, John Harbaugh open to possible OBJ reunion with the Giants. He's 33. When was the last time OBJ played a snap?
2024, because he was in Miami.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's been a while, and he is looking to come back, but I feel like OBJ coming back to the Giants just doesn't have the same luster to it, you know?
No.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have the same luster as it would have probably like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one other thing too that I had in here. It was what was it? There was something at the top of my mind.
You're asking the wrong people. We're not in your mind.
There was one last thing, and it was apparently Myles Garrett trade rumors came back up, and Andrew his agent, yeah, and let me try to find it real quick.
It's not gonna happen.
Andrew Berry, the
It
GM,
isn't.
confirms they're not trading Myles Garrett after contract provisions.
No, not happening.
Yeah.
Don't think so.
No.
It's
All
fake.
right. Fake. It's a Fugazi.
Total fabrication.
Yeah. All right.
And myth.
Time for some immaculate grid.
That's what I'm here for.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had some buddies that are calling out CJ, though. They're wondering where his eyes are looking.
Proof for it didn't happen.
Of where your eyes are looking, or of the
Your buddies like, who are these people, bro? I haven't met them. Are you sure you're taking your meds? Are you seeing people?
No, I'm being truthful. I've had some friends tell me that CJ is
the
not
same friends that called us sellouts for Kalshi.
No, the one in question is not the same one.
Okay, so Miami. Which one? Miami, Arizona would be what? Josh Rosen, but did he play for Miami?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, he did.
You guys remember that receiver, David Boston? I think he did as well.
Yeah,
I remember David Boston.
I remember him playing for the Chargers. I don't remember him.
No, he stopped at Miami at the very, very end. He was kind of cooked ever since he left.
He was cooked after he went to the Chargers.
Yeah. But we have Cardinals, Dolphins, Cardinals, Saints, Cardinal, Falcons, Cowboy, Dolphin, Cowboy, Saint, Cowboy, Falcon, and a Dolphin that passed for 10,000 plus yards in his career, a Saint, and a Falcon that has done the same.
All right. A Miami Dolphin that's passed for 10,000 yards.
Well, what about that? There's so obviously Marino's the most obvious. Tua, Ryan Tannehill. Did Bob Greasy do it? Or whatever his name is, Greasy, did he?
Greasy is a possibility.
Because I feel like Tannehill, Tua, and Marino are way too obvious, unless there's someone else. I think there was someone like the early 2000s. Like,
what about Jay Cutler?
No. It would have to be with the team.
It says
it's career. It's career.
Yeah, but we've been burned on this before.
Fine. Let's try Greasy.
4%.
4%.
You know, it's not terrible.
The problem I have with the Saints here is that there's really it's really Archie Manning and Drew Brees. Those are really the only two guesses. Really? Or like Aaron Brooks, maybe.
Aaron Brooks. Yes.
But
did he?
What about wait? What about Jim Everett? Did he do it though? Was he there long enough?
I honestly don't even know who Jim Everett is.
He was the one that attacked Jim Rome. Come on.
Let's try it. 1%. How about that?
Well, yeah, because the Saints only have like, I think you covered it else. Aaron Brooks. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Falcons, 10,000 yards. It'd be Michael Vick, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins if we're talking career.
Matt Schaub. Matt Schaub was a Falcon at one point.
Matt Schaub, Brett
Is it
Favre.
career though? Like that's my problem. Like, is it actually career?
I have to think it's got to be actually career because did Jim Everett play for any other team besides the
Did Jeff
Saints?
George do it? Did Bobby?
Oh, Jeff
Hebert?
George?
No, but did he? Was he there long enough? Because he was a bit of a character. There was also that guy they had. Who was the quarterback they had before Michael Vick? Because he was there for 4 years. I think he did it. What was his name? It was the guy they had before Vick.
Are you talking about the guy that they had in the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
yes.
Was it Chandler? Something Chandler?
Let me look up his name real quick. Falcons
Quarterback. Because Vic was drafted, I believe, in 2002. It was the
Chris
guy
Chandler, yeah, it was
for a while, yeah.
Right.
Chris Chandler is the quarterback you're thinking of.
Yeah, because I know he was there for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
but did he do it though? Because if not, then we would have to choose between Matt Ryan or Michael Vick. Because I
think we're underestimating that. Like you could really get 10,000 plus passing yards in like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, true.
4%.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we were really like overestimating how easy it actually is.
Cowboys,
to get
Dolphins, Allen Hurns.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah.
Say again.
Allen Hurns
For
Dolphins, Cowboys.
Peak.
6%. Nice.
I always forget Allen Hurns was anywhere other than Jacksonville. What a
Same.
waste.
Same. Let's see here. We could go.
Hey, didn't Ted Ginn play for the Cards too? Because you could go him for Cards, Dolphins.
I'm going to say no. Wait,
because where was he in between Miami and Carolina? I'm pretty sure.
Hold on, wait.
Saints. Ted Ginn was also on the Saints.
Why do we only have 4 guesses left?
Wait, what?
Oh, I think it's because when I was typing Allen Hurns, I clicked enter way too quickly before it could even register that I was looking for Allen Hurns.
Chris.
So that's my fault.
Damn it. Our grid is fucked up.
My bad.
Blame Chris.
That's it. That's the show. See y'all on Friday.
We'll forgive you. We will forgive you.
Blanket hard right now. Oh my god. Falcons, Cowboys. Well, Deion Sanders, but that's
easy,
the most obvious. I'm having a tough time with the Saints and the Cowboys though. That's what I'm.
Yeah, really there's not many crossovers.
Yeah, I mean, Cardinals, Saints, also Tyrann Mathieu.
Cards, Saints. You could go with Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
But how obvious is that? Though?
I don't think that's very obvious, to be honest.
That might be.
Let's try it. Oh,
fuck!
I told you.
I mean, I highly doubt it's
obvious. You can't blame me here. You can't.
I doubt it's the most obvious though, because it would have to be Tyrann Mathieu to be. I think Tyrann Mathieu would be the most obvious.
Would Robbie Anderson be the choice here for Dolphins, Cardinals?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or
Yeah.
Robbie Chosen or Chosen Anderson, whatever his name is.
Robbie Chosen. There we go. How about that? It's 8%.
Wait, for Cards and Falcons, do you remember Patriots legend? It was a receiver, Bird.
Mere Bird.
Yeah, because he came to us from the Cardinals, and then I remember I wanted him back on like a cheap deal, but then he went to the Cards.
I'm blanking on how to spell his.
Demir Bird.
Oh yeah, there it is. Demir Bird. 0.9. Wow.
Thank you, Patriots legend Demir Bird.
Yeah. Well, I guess
Okay.
pick your poison of what you guys think would be the easiest to get out of
Horrible.
here. But
Horrible.
This is tough because
I
there's
think
obvious
we'll do
choices,
that.
but not ones that roll, like not ones that come to mind. Falcons, Cowboys, and then Saints, Cowboys.
Saints, Cowboys. Good God. I guess Andy Dalton, but that feels like a cop out.
The red rifle.
let's do it. We're kind of getting short on time anyways.
Yeah,
so.
true. Come on. Get
51%, 31%.
30. It's so over. It's so
The
over.
rarity is gone. We were doing so well too, and then Adrian Peterson happened.
The rarity really gets shot up because of my blunder hitting the enter button too quickly.
Yeah, true. We'll forget.
I just put Deion
So,
Sanders.
so what is this? Cowboy. Oh yeah. What was that rarity? Like a 80?
74.
Close enough.
Yeah. Calais Campbell. All right. For Falcons Cardinals. Tyrann Mathieu. I was right about
Josh
that.
Rosen was the obvious one. All
Yeah.
right.
Zach Thomas. And then, well, this is no big surprise. Moreno, Breeze, and Matt Ryan. Brandon Cooks, not surprising there. Yeah. The one that people had the most trouble on was Cardinals Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
So
Shocker.
shocker.
Not our best work, boys. We need
No. That was that's on me. It's all right. All right.
I really thought Adrian Peterson. I was hoping it wouldn't be super obvious, but
I was really thinking Adrian Peterson would be like sub 20.
I mean, I thought because a lot of people forget. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. That was so weird after he left the Vikings.
Yeah, I know. That'll do it for us today. Thank you for tuning in to another Tuesday episode of the Fumblerooski podcast. We have a new episode coming out on Friday at 8 a.m. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we also have all our episodes available on all streaming platforms. Be sure to follow our Instagram, Fumblerooski_podcast, to keep up with the pod and the latest coverage on the NFL. Otherwise, we'll see you on Friday. Over and out.